My question is, why did you name the characters like Italian painters, famous people?
That was it was so much fun because I'm as a I guess when I was in school I was a geek, but it was like a geek like it wasn't as cool as the term as it is now because I love things like reading, and I loved art history, and art history especially was my favorite. I loved, in particular, my hero was Leonardo da Vinci, because not only was he an artist and a painter and a sculptor and a botanist and a scientist and an inventor. He just I think that's the term Renaissance person, and so I just loved him. And so I also, Michelangelo was one of my favorites, and Raphael, who was a student of Michelangelo's along the way. And so when we were coming up with names, it was you know traditional American names didn't seem silly enough, or traditional Asian names. There's a lot of Asian history, and we were like, no, it's got to be really goofy because it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And so I thought of my passion for art history, and I said, what about Leonardo and Michelangelo? And so we both laughed, and we knew that if it both made us both laugh, then that was the way to go. So yeah, so it's from reading too much and loving art history that made them. That's how they became those characters' names.
It's Raphael. It's Raphael, and I like to ask you why you decided to create four heroes instead of only one, as usual in this kind of art.
And the reason I liked having four heroes was, it felt like if you have a group of friends, again, you might have different ideas or different opinions, and even you have brothers and sisters, and maybe you don't all get along, kind of things. But I felt like I always liked superhero groups, like the Avengers or X-Men, and that sometimes, even when they didn't get along, but if they needed to defeat a bad guy, a bad person, they would all join together, and they were stronger together as a family than just by themselves. And I liked, Batman was one of the characters I read when I was younger, and Captain America and Daredevil and things. But I liked the idea of a superhero group so they could all be more of a family and all help each other. And it's interesting to tell stories with more. So I like the group.